Hi, Mick Macaroni again, and doing story time with my story, The Fury Flame. We are at episode 4. Just a quick reminder that these are available at Tapas, Inkitt, and Minkley for free. I'm starting to use DeviantArt as well, so you can find it there. And as well as that this is kind of sensitive content, so be advised. Hopefully they are easily to find in the links down below. Make sure you like, share, and comment on my content, especially this video, as well as any of them in the other links as well. I am going to do a quick recap here. So the last 3 episodes are pretty deep. You learn that Rhea lost her parents, as well as she kind of had to fend off herself for such a long time. And now we left off with her trying to fend off somebody coming out of the hatch of this building she's just kind of hanging out on. So let's continue. Year 765, crawlers sing. An older male, past his 50 moons, based on the wrinkling around his soft eyes, pokes his thinning gray hair out of the hole. He wore this strange black tailcoat with white scriptures sewn onto the button-up collar and the edges of his sleeves. The man drops a broom on the roof floor and holds his weathered hands up. His steady posture suggests that he must have been standing on some stairs. His hands are riddled with scratches from working on chores. The loose sleeves slit down to show more of the scars of a hard-working man. He regards her differently too, not like a normal reaction she would receive from anyone else before. He looks shocked for a mere second. Then the shock wore off, and he smiles, with chocolate buttoned eyes full of kindness. It's not something she is prepared for. Always tense for battle, but he isn't doing anything to cause her to be this way. It is the only way she knew how to deal with strangers, especially the kind with the skin as light as her father's. "Hello, child." The man spoke. His voice made her wince, and he carefully lowers it to a whisper, as if that was the reason why she winced in the first place. "Are you hungry?" Rhea bounced to her feet, her own gaze never leaving the strangely dressed man. "Maybe it's time to leave. This is my chance." "Don't fret, stay. I made some fresh porridge." The old man forgot completely about the fact that she points a knife at him, and he was already walking back downstairs. Her heart thumping slows the further away he got, and now she notices that the man had left the hatch wide open. Rhea's curiosity got the better of her, and she moves closer to the opening. The sounds of other tenants can be heard from up here. A lot of small children noises. Some of them call someone Victor or Father. Her father mentioned once that there were people who passed the wisdom of God as their own profession and named themselves Viker, discarding any selfish materialistic needs for the better good. The people of Morin dropped any magic and solely relied on the teachings of Chemuk, since the Empire had renounced any magic because of the Old Mage War a millennium ago. But even now, Nanook is revered as the life provider, and Anarchin the bringer of emotions. Chemuk is just a continual deity that provides land and materials to improve the mortal kind. Vikers aren't supposed to be violent either. Rhea had a strange predicament before her. She was fighting the urge to either brandish her dagger or put it away. There weren't many Vikers in her travels, and oftentimes people have betrayed her trustworthiness. So instead she slid to sit down against the border of the roof, replacing her dagger with a poised bow and arrow, expecting him to come back with a gun this time for sure. But she is too curious about the Viker to leave. The sound of the steps got closer. Her hands moved to tighten the string of the bow and pointed the tip of her handmade arrow directly at the hatch opening. Any moment, and he could come up and... What is that smell? Her nose twitches at the aroma of boiled grain, seasoned with vegetables. Although she prefers meat over grain or vegetables, her stomach rumbled at the aroma. The Vicar pokes his head out of the hatch, arms full of giant bowl of the culprit. The green mound is white with flakes of particles of many different vegetables. The poor don't really have a lot of food, so they often cook a mashup of many fractions of things. Grains were just cheap and easy to grow, which is a great staple food of modern people. The Vicar was no different. He must be sharing whatever he could with her. Why? The Vicar grins, placing the bowl and spoon down on the roof floor, ignoring her poise to kill. It's not much, but please take it. You look so thin. Rhea's eyes flit from the bowl to the Vicar's face, unmoving, but even she starts to lose her composure. The drool pooled in her mouth. Her flat stomach rumbled loudly, thin as an understatement when she can see her own ribs during her river rinses. Rhea is a proud being who craved to tell the Vicar to take a hike, but the kindness in those eyes lessened Rhea's rage. There really isn't an ounce of filth in this man's presence. He's not even annoyed that an intruder claimed his rooftop. She did not know what to say or do about this, overwhelmed by the unbiased kindness. It has been a long time since she ever had this kind of interaction. Oh my, how foolish of me. I'll give you some space. Please stay till you gain some strength. The Vicar grabs the hatch door to close it behind him as he returns to the children downstairs. He forgot the broom. Rhea finally put away her bow and arrow, staring at the hatch, then at the porridge for a few more breaths. It isn't long till she caves in, crawling over to it just in time. The bugs flew over it and threatened to soil it, which got her to react quickly. She spoons up her first bite. The heat of the food would have burned a normal person's mouth, but she swallows the first spoonful and munch on the next. It didn't have a lot of taste, but Harangu trumps both her first common sense and pickiness. Besides, no poison could kill a mage boy like herself. She proved that once when a super local tried to take her out with one. The contents always burns away in her fire system and passed on as a bad cough. This bowl of porridge was clean of ill intent, just like the man that served it to her. Wetness streaks on her face, the droplets landing on the pile of porridge. The tears would not go away. Even her shoulders shook with the sudden crash of emotions. Because she had forgotten how it feels like to be fed and cared for, the only time being her mother serving her cooked leg chop, that piece of meat tasted good, not because her mother was a good cook. Far from that, it was because her mother cooked it just for her. A sign that she cared a lot for Rhea. Nothing Rhea could ever make would match this piece of meat. This porridge got close to it. That day, the Vicar kept a good distance, but he was a remarkably busy man. He was either outside tending their garden or ate to the children while they play outside. He didn't tend the children on his own. There was an older female with a headpiece covers her hair modestly and wore similar robes as the Vicar. These children varied in age, skin color, and hair color. It confused Rhea when they referred to the two adults, either Vicar Jal or Grace Risa, or father and mother. None of these kids looked like the adults. Is it something done out of respect? She would not get the answer, not until the Risa person came up the roof next. This woman is older than the Vicar. The sign of it is how she strains to reach the end of the stairs. The woman assures her that she is just here to pick up the broom and the bowl, straining to bend her fragile knees to get them. Rhea couldn't watch the woman struggle any further, grabbing both items and handing them to the older woman. The first fear was gone. The wild woman lost her desire to keep a strong front. Thank you, child. Grace Reese's age-spotted hands wrapping around the broom, then the bowl, letting out this grateful sigh. The next question meant to be just as friendly as her smile. Oh, dearie, are you seeking refuge in our orphanage? She didn't know anything about orphanages. Children in Craxian clans were taken care of equally as her mother claims. Food and clothes were shared with each other. There was never an issue of a child going hungry. Her father wasn't very vocal on what they do about kids in the modern world, only mentioning that his best friend was an orphan and became his brother quickly after. Anytime she pressed for more information, he hit her with another crazy retelling of the deeds of Angorian Isles. So, when she let her voice slip out, it came in a form of a question. What is an orphanage? Yes, where all the parentless children go. Viker and I are proud to keep this place up for so long, though it's gotten harder with these old bones. The older woman beams, making the wrinkles of her face curl with it. If you stay, please tell us what to call you. She sounds like the owner of this place, based on the way she carries herself, and even the Viker and the parentless children run to her beck and call. This lady is important in this orphanage. When she described the orphanage, it seems like a place Rhea should have found sooner. Being a parentless child herself, it saddens her to think this was just a few miles away from Tristanel. Maybe she wouldn't have killed so many people. These people are just caught and beyond what she ever expected out of the modern world. Her cold center warms. Hope dares poke through her mind, giving her just the mindset to share her name. My name is Rhea. Rhea, if I'm correct, it means Cheris Moonfire. Lauren, your parents must have loved you. The woman chimes. Her sweetened tone made Rhea blush. Not only blush, but the corners of her eyes sting, threatening to release more tears. She stiffs it away. Yes, they were nothing but loving. Are you two still proud of me after all this? Oh dear, I'm sorry. I have grown very irresponsible for my age. The woman pushes that smile away. Now this lady is scanning all over Rhea's face, trying to find anything that would show forgiveness. They have been gone for a while. Rhea didn't know why she was trying to reassure the older woman, turning around to hide away from the speculative gaze. The last thing she needs is an old woman to know that her parents' death still affects her. This woman and the Viker are nothing but strangers to her. Grace Risa clicks her tongue. Well, you are in the right place then. Come and sleep. No, I am more comfortable here. No, I'm more comfortable here. Rhea had already looked for a spot to lie down, but everywhere up here was a little too dirty to be good for sleep. Plus, the roof is hard on the surface. Trees and jungle floor are more acceptable surface compared to it. Then wait here. I'll send the Viker up here with some blankets. The older woman left before Rhea could retort, somehow gaining just the right amount of youth to descend the stairs faster than the way up. Just as promised, the Viker drops off some blankets. None were lacking with additional patchwork, but Rhea is not the type to be picky. She's still very apprehensive about getting too close to the Viker, watching him leave the blankets on the ground and grabbing them when he left her alone. The distrust towards men is still as strong as ever. It didn't help that she still lived through the nightmares of the slave encampment. Many weeks passed, and she took complete refuge on this orphanage's roof. Although she was never comfortable enough to sleep inside the building, she made her presence known throughout the household in the safety of the late afternoon light. The children were very impressionable, calling her by her given name and trying to involve her in any of their games. Rhea loved the games of hide and seek, and since she was exceptionally good at it, the children helped warm her heart. The worth helped her beat her fears of this place. 10 children live at the orphanage, and she could finally remember their names. From the oldest to youngest are Kana, Luen, Beva, Renris, Nedo, Nasira, Bike, Crescia, Eloso, and Little Echo. She could talk to the Viker more. Her life isn't part of the conversation, usually talking about children or if there were any chores that she could do. Since she was always on the roof, her chores mostly consisted of that. Cleaning the debris off or cleaning the roofs. Though the avian creatures have barely visited since she laid claim to this section of her real estate. It is relatively peaceful for most part. Not once did Rhea feel the urge to hunt down slavers or slave owners, feeling her wounded heart healing from the time spent there in the orphanage. A few times already, her plump lips formed a smile that she thought she had lost. It was a smile of joy, big, proud, and stretched way across her face. One day, a new sun was set so gorgeously on the glittering blue horizon, casting this deep red everywhere, even painting the docks ships red. That day was especially gorgeous. Rhea braves enough to enter the house and shares a meal with the whole family. She remembers one of the children saying it was their birthday and invited Rhea to eat dinner with them. How can she refuse? Not even a cold-hearted strong-caller would decline such an invitation. The food lacks meat again, but it tastes great anyways, with all this company. For a real darn second, it felt like she was eating with her family again. Just what she needs to warm the very center of her wounded heart. She wouldn't trade the day for anything in the world. Yay, you made it! That's it. So, everything seems to be working out great for Rhea. It seems to be. But I saw that hyphen, so there's probably a chance that it's not going to work out as well as she's thinking. Tune in next time, and maybe she'll finally find a comfortable living space in the orphanage, or something might actually happen that will change her life entirely. If you're interested to read any more of this content, there are plenty of episodes available in all those sites that I mentioned before. But in the meantime, have an awesomely wonderful day.